Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between and beyond, welcome to our stream number 119 on the 5th of March 2022. It is 12:50 UTC plus 0, and I heartily welcome you all to our stream. It is already 2 days ago when I was streaming the last time, and though the topic was not less important than it is going to be still today. If you were with us in the last days, you may know that we were trying to create a map which is going to show all the most dangerous places at a specific spot in the Ukraine. That is something that we were trying to achieve. It was something that I wanted to do, but then actually we also found, while I was doing that, there is maybe already a solution which is doing exactly that. It is showing more or less the news information and showing that on a map so that you can actually see what is going on. It has some disadvantages compared to that what I would like to do, what I would like to achieve. Most of them are especially they are not doing any notification. That is one point. The second thing what I realized also is that unfortunately it is not using very many sources. There's a lot of Twitter, some specific Telegram accounts, and some official sources, but it is actually not showing so much compared to what would be possible. In one way it is maybe good, because maybe, but I can't be totally sure about that are trying to really validating the information that they receive, but I'm not sure about that. There's something that I can't say. Asha, how great is it to see you. Hello there, how are you doing? How are you, Asha? Thank you that you're here with us every time again. Thank you very much. So, as you may can see today the title of the stream is not less than the end to all wars. It may be sound ridiculous. But it is actually something that I really am thinking about. While I was thinking the whole situation with the Ukraine and everything that is going on, I just realized that even building such a map or doing the things what I wanted to do, like focusing on helping the people, the thing is, I'm simply not a person which is trying to solve or trying to heal the symptoms of something. And obviously, the symptoms of the situation which is going on in the Ukraine is that people are suffering. So I would just try to milder the symptoms and not really solving the cause of it at all. And while I was thinking about that, while I was working as well, I was thinking, how could that actually be at all? How is it possible in our life, in our lifetime, in our world, that there is still the possibility, the thought, the idea that a country can attack another country in order to achieve its own goals? Yes, maybe it is for security reasons, maybe, but if we are thinking about that, starting a war is the highest possible peak you can get of human stupidity. So if any country in this world is really starting a war, if any leader of a country is starting a war, it is a perfect sign for that this leader should not be in charge of such an important topic, such leader, and that such a country who was choosing such a leader should be in a way responsible for it. But not just this country, actually everyone should be responsible for what is going on in this world. And this is something that is really important for me. We can say a lot about the topics that this person is the reason why the war started, or that is the reason why the war started. So just saying that a specific person is the cause of something, that is not true. Everyone who's in this world and was able to change something about that situation, and we all together could have changed that situation if we would just be aware of what lies in our hands, the responsibility, but also the right of us, of every human anyway. So what I'm talking so much about is that this situation with the Ukraine actually give me the very big hint to what is going on, right? I mean, it is obvious that there are at least three involved parties in that. One is obviously Russia, which with the head of Putin wants to defend in a way itself from actually reasonable thoughts, right? Because we have to agree, the Western countries were really deploying weapons, and they were getting even closer and closer to the Russian border. We have to admit that that is what the Western countries, every Western country, especially the US, were doing. They were delivering more and more weapons to the Ukraine. It is something that we can't deny. And also, that is exactly the second party in this, that the Western party, right? The Western part in this situation, and especially the USA. And the USA simply don't want Putin anymore in leadership of Russia. This is something that we all have, is obvious. This is something that is going on. So the people in Ukraine are at the moment dying. Why? Because they're actually fighting for that Putin is not any longer the leader of Russia. That is what they are fighting for in reality. And the topic is that while I was thinking about that, and while all the sanctions were applied on Russia, I was thinking, why are there words coming up as nuclear war and war at all? I mean, how could this be in our world, which stands before much larger problems, right? Climate change. The world is going to die in any case if we are especially going to accelerate it anyway, but we have really bigger problems to solve than things which we are actually solving, causing ourselves. And while I was thinking about the topic with the nuclear, probable nuclear war, which is coming now into the news, which is just unbelievably crazy. It is madness. And it is having actually exactly this doctrine in itself. Like the idea that if one part is starting a nuclear war with another, then it would be devastating for everyone. And while I was thinking about that, this idea is actually really absolute madness as well. How stupid is it that there is something like a concept which is based on fear, which is called actually mutual assured destruction. That is how the mad doctrine is working. That is how the topic about the nuclear war and why countries are not using nuclear weapons, because it would be mad in a way, right? To destroy, and would destroy maybe the whole humanity as a whole. And while I was thinking about that, why isn't there in this world a treaty, an idea which simply says, if one country is attacking another country, then all the other countries are not going to do any economically exchange with that country anymore. That is what I'm thinking about. It is actually what is happening in a way with Russia, but it is still not 100%. I mean, one can think about the Western countries are now trying to support Ukraine, are delivering more and more weapons. Those weapons are not going to end this war. Those weapons are just going to prolong this war. This war is going to happen even longer because people are dying and fighting longer and longer because they are having more weapons and the possibilities for that. So this idea is not going to solve the war at all. It is making it even worse and longer. And if the war is going to be longer, then more is the chance that Putin is not going to be anymore the leader of Russia, because the Russian people at one point are definitely going to feel how bad this all evolves for the people. So what I'm trying to say is, I want to enable and establish a worldwide agreement. As I said, if one country is starting a war with another, which is simply the peak of stupidity, right? Here we all have to agree, war is the most stupid decision of anything at all. It is. It should be not anymore an option in the brains and the minds of every one of us. That is the idea. So the idea is, all countries agree, if any country is starting a war, it doesn't matter if it is Russia or it is again the USA, which started wars and wars all over again. We should not forget about that. There should not be this opportunity anymore. This should not be an option for our world anymore. This is what I'm demanding of the world in a way. This is something that I want to establish, and I would love to hear what the thoughts of you all may be. Not just those who are watching and listening right now, but also maybe of the people who are going to tell about that and see that in the future, because this is an idea which I'm also going to implement as fast as possible, to spread that idea that war is not an option. War is not an option. And how would it be? It is difficult. But just think about this very sick situation at the moment. Instead of the Western countries, and here I'm talking especially as well about Germany, where I am at the moment, they are delivering weapons there to the Ukraine, but at the same time, Germany is still buying the same amount of gas and really actually prolonging the war from both sides even longer. So developing their weapons and also giving Russia still the main resource of income. That's something that is just crazy. This should not happen in a world without war, and just a world which should be in peace. So instead of a doctrine of madness, I says agreeing, instead of the mutual assert destruction doctrine, I want to have a doctrine of hope. A doctrine which is saying that war is not an option. A doctrine which is saying that we all should live in peace together. It doesn't matter in which place. Everything that is solved with weapons is the peak of stupidity, of human stupidity. And that is something that should not be possible anymore in this world. This is something that we have to agree on. If we want to survive as a human species in a way, it may sound like words of too high goals, but it is really the case. I still don't get it, how it is still really an option in the minds of people that war can solve anything from any side. And so, together with the idea what I was telling about, that all countries are agreeing on that if any country is starting a war, all the economic connectivity is going to be dissolved, is not going to be used anymore. There are not going to be any economic constellations with the country. Then this country would not be able anymore to do any wars at all, because it doesn't have the... Actually, in many ways, most of the countries can't and are not producing their own weapons. They are buying the weapons from other countries. Most of the times, countries which they are fighting then against, like the Ukraine as well, they were buying a lot of things from Russia a few years ago as well. So the other thing what I wanted to tell about is that Runa is here. Hi Runa, great to see you. How are you? Yes, again, strange topics here on my channel, right? Great to see you, Runa. Great to see you. So maybe I should write down what I'm telling, maybe in a way as well. So it is derived from the doctrine of madness, but it is actually the doctrine of hope. Runa writes, I'm good, but yesterday I was playing Outlast 2 at like 3 AM. That is a rough decision. I had 9 viewers and my PC died, and I had to get it fixed, but it's working now. So it died while you were streaming. That's very sad. I'm sorry to hear that, actually. It's very unfortunate. But maybe you can then prolong and restart your stream today. And it is congratulations that you have had so many viewers. That is awesome. That's very great. And as I said, you are doing very great streams. So it's not surprising, right? That's awesome. But do you know what the reason was why it was not working anymore? Do you know that? Runa writes, I think some part just broke, but I'm not sure. But you have retried already to stream, or to at least play the game. So I hope it's not like the graphics card or something. Or maybe your PC was too hot. Was getting too hot. All countries, countries. When? How are countries written? Countries are agreeing. Our countries agree. Runa, thank you very much that you are going to still lurk with us. And I wish you, hopefully, a nice stream today as well, if you're going to stream. All right, friends. So what I was talking about, all countries agree on total economic total economic like dissolvement or scene. Oh, yeah, thank you. You can't see what I'm typing. Can't see what I'm typing. I mean, I'm just writing, right? I'm trying to fix the main topics what I was saying, what I was talking about. Total economic discontinue. Is there a word like that? Discontinue? Discontinue? Man, continue, right? Continue. I don't know why English is so bad working for me. Oh, there's a word. All right, there's discontinue. Total discontinue of economics relationship. That is what I wanted to write, probably. Total discontinue of economic relation. Economic relation to a country which attacks another one. So that is basically what I was trying to point out. Max, hello there. Great to see you on Drovo. How are you doing? It's an interesting name. Alright, so all countries agree on total discontinuity of economic relation to a country which attacks another. And actually, contrary to the NATO, if a country uses more than 1% or 2%, let's say 2%, because the NATO is demanding 2% of the GDP for military. Max, you speak of Russian? Yes, I do. So if you want, you can talk to me in Russian if you like. For military possible start of sanctions already. I'm just going to write down the things I was definitely thinking about. Честно, умеете. Спасибо, что вы так вежливо спрашиваете. Ну, более-менее стараюсь. Да. Так что, если хотите, можете спрашивать и на русском. So I just said that I really do speak Russian. And Max is happy about it. Hurrah! So, like, hooray. So, Max, are you from Russia or from which place? It's not so important, but I wanted to ask you if I'm not sure if Twitch is still working in Russia, for example. That was what I was wondering about. Because it is very probable that it's going to not work anymore soon. You're from DNR, really? That is interesting. You know, I was thinking the last time that maybe a map of dangerous would be helpful, but meanwhile I'm not so sure anymore. If a map of happenings would help, как бы карта опасных мест, куда лучше бы не выходить. So an card, a map which is showing places where you should not go at the moment. What do you think? Would this be helpful? Это было бы полезно, такая карта, как думаете? В любом случае, in any case, I'm now thinking about a solution. Я думаю о решении, чтобы прекратить каждую войну в какой-то смысле. So, like a solution for ending all wars. Max says, yeah. So, would be helpful, you think? But the thing is, there's also something like... wait a second, I wanted to... Where is it? Но нет мира без войны. There is no peace without war. Why do you think so? Почему вы так думаете? Or is it maybe simply a saying? Или это может быть просто так, как бы говорят? That there is no peace without war. Though, because I'm not agreeing to that. Alright. So what else? No private weapon manufacturers allowed anymore. As I write, sometimes it is written like that, or said like that. Max writes, if the operation would not started, then there would be still shellings on the DNR. I agree. I agree that this would be going on as well. The thing is that in any case, the shellings, like from any side, were already the wrong thing. I'm not talking at the moment exactly about the situation which was Max writes, I understand that war is bad. Yes, because you were bombed, you were really bombed, and then you, in this case, and shelled. Are you at the moment more or less safe, if I may ask? Вы в данный момент более-менее в безопасности? Max writes, we did not have another choice. What do you mean you did not have another choice? No other choice to do what? Не было другого выбора сделать чего, извините, я забыл, что можно и на русском еще тоже сказать. Max writes, yeah, so you're repeating. So if the operation by Russia would not have started, there would be still shellings, and there were like the word like oppressed rights. So who was actually oppressing your rights? С какой стороны, получается, было угнетание прав, если так спросить? Как именно это получалось? Because I can't imagine how exactly the situation is in the specific places. That's why I'm trying to ask as much as possible. Max says we were not allowed to speak in Russian anymore. And that was not allowed by the Ukraine authority. Это было не разрешено больше, получается, от украинского руководства. Oppressing of rights, human rights. This is exactly one point of what I was thinking about as well. So if a country is actually suppressing their own people, this is also something where I would say, if it is suppressing their own people, something like what I was talking about as before, like the sanctions should start as well against the country which is doing that. But here it gets more difficult, right? Here it gets more risky as well. Because then we would have also to agree on specific rights. Like, yeah, what about the human rights, right? So if a country is doing something wrong against the human rights, Max writes, many people are against this Russian operation because they were not showing in the mass media that we were already shelled, and there were already a lot of victims. Yes, I agree. I agree that there were already, and that it was already bad. But though to call this an operation, I mean, at the moment it is war. It is not just an operation, it is really war. Here we have to say as well, right? It was definitely not good what was happening with the shellings in Donetsk and Lugansk already. That is what I'm saying as well, that if a country is doing something like that against their own people, like suppressing human rights, and to talk in the language you want is, I'm not sure, is talking in an own language actually a part of human rights? Because if not, it would be one thing that should be in it, right? Oh, no, извините, I have to apologize. Мне надо извиниться. Я спрашивал или говорил... Что я говорил? Я спрашивал. Я в первую очередь я говорил, что назвать... So, to call that an operation is not possible anymore anyway. Что назвать это операцией уже немного тяжело. Это точно уже война, бессомненно. Но что я еще говорил, что то, что происходило, получается, в Донецке, в Луганске, это тоже то, что не должно происходить. это уже тоже был бы момент, когда... Я просто говорю сейчас о новой идее в какой-то мере. I'm talking about a new idea, which would not allow, которая бы не разрешала to do for any country to start a war. Которая бы не разрешала никакой бы стороны, никакой бы стране начинать войну. Это идея, которую бы я хотел, получается, бы в какой-то мере привести в этот мир. This is an idea which I would like to give or to bring to the world in a way so that things which were happening in Donetsk and are still happening now, not just in the Ukraine, we have to say as well, что вещи, которые сейчас происходят не только в Донецке, в Луганске, но и по всей Украине, и не тоже в Украине, чтобы таких происхождений больше не было. Получается, вооруженные конфликты не должны больше быть в нашем мире, в какую-либо сторону. Это что-то, что я хочу бы привести. So, military conflicts in whatever direction should not be possible anymore in our world. Max writes, Ukrainians are doing a very dirty, doing a very dirty war fight. They are not leaving people out of the cities. And are placing military vehicles in places where civilians live. Max writes, I'm agreeing with you that there should be peace. Yeah, I think we all agree. I mean, all people want peace, right? Все люди хотят мир. Я думаю, это то, что, в чем мы, по идее, все должны быть согласны. This is something that we all can agree on, right? But now I'm simply thinking on how to achieve it. Сейчас я просто думаю о том, как мы можем этого добиться, чтобы именно был мир в мире. И больше не было войны. So how to achieve that there is going to be peace in the world and not war anymore? That is what I'm trying to find a solution for. Как я говорю, это что-то, что я стараюсь найти, для чего я стараюсь найти решение. И одно из решений, я считаю, что было бы всемировое соглашение на то, что если одна страна нападает на другую, эти страны начинают обрушать все экономические связи с этой страной. И не только страной в итоге, а тоже если страна, получается, начинает в какой-то мере войну против своих же людей, что такой принцип тоже бы начал действовать. Получается, если в случаях, как в Донецке и Луганске происходило, что было, получается, большое явление и как бы супрессия, я уже хотел сказать, сдерживание возможностей говорить по-русски, so like suppressing human rights, then there should also start sanctions against Ukraine, for example, что тоже должны были начинаться санкции, если их можно так называть, ну или просто согласие на то, что делать, имея экономические сделки с этой страной, должны были быть сокращены или даже полностью остановлены, особенно если собственное государство убивает собственных гражданин, получается. So all economic relations should be stopped, especially if one country is attacking their own people with military in this case. И это бы было не только, получается, в сторону, сейчас о чем мы говорим, украинские страны в России, но и тоже все другие страны. Были бы это американцы или еще что. Если кто-то начинает такую безумие, тогда должно начинаться, получается, экономическое давление от всего остального мира. Max is now writing, well, but all of this, the European Union did not see for 8 years. Yeah, I agree. That is something that is really the bad thing about that as well. So, я соглашаюсь, хотел сказать, что это что-то, на что мир не обращает внимания, и это то, что тоже не должно быть в этом мире. Что в какой-то момент, когда какой-то стороны это становится выгодно, как в этом случае, бессомненно, особенно американцам, надо в этом признаться, especially for the American side, it is very profitable at the moment that there is this conflict going on in the Ukraine. That is happening especially now when the American shares and stock market was dropping. Что, ну, как сейчас, выгодно, да, все же, особенно западных государств, в этом особенно американском, что это, к сожалению, выгодно. А такое тоже должно быть в этом мире. Вот о чем я говорю, что тематика, чтобы война, безусловно, не должна быть какой-либо опцией решения до каких-либо проблем, если так сказать. So I'm just saying again that war should never be an option for anything that is going on. The interesting part, also what Max is saying, when I first heard about that Putin was agreeing on saying that those parts of the Ukraine are independent, I first thought, oh, interestingly, this really could stop at least the wars, like the fightings there. And it really was a possibility. But actually, I absolutely don't understand why they were starting to fight the whole Ukraine. It doesn't make any sense, actually. Max writes, after starting of the Ukrainian operation, военной операции, the Ukrainian side was using 150 millimeters weaponry against or on Donetsk, which is forbidden. But this is not seen by anyone. It is definitely seen by the people in Donetsk. That's for sure. And I'm not saying that one or the other side it's the fault of it, right, at the moment. Я не говорю, что одна или другая сторона именно виновата. В какой-то мере мы все виноваты в этом, что происходит. Вот о чем я говорю. It's the fault of all of us that something like in what was going on for 8 years in Donetsk and Lugansk is going on. It's the fault of all of us because we were not watching. Это вина от нас всех, что такое происходило, потому что мы не смотрели, не обращали внимания на это. И надо сказать, не только, получается, в конфликтах в Украине сейчас, и в остальном, в остальных частей этого мира. And actually, I'm not just saying now about the Ukraine, but also many other parts of the world. And many parts, as we can see, there are a lot of them. So if we are taking a look on a list, on a Wikipedia list of the ongoing conflicts in the world at the moment, there are still about how many? I would say there are still about 50-60 conflicts going on in the world, where people are dying every day as well. Oh, wait, 15, 21. Yeah, about 50. Max writes, I have to go, but it was pleasant to talk to me, and good luck. Макс, спасибо большое, что вы были с нами. Я надеюсь, что вы и ваша семья более-менее, как только возможно, в безопасности, и что у нас всех все будет лучше, что у нас всех не будет больше войны и страха от того, что, возможно, мы на следующий день уже не проснемся, если в какой-то мере так сказать. Спасибо, что вы были с нами. Спасибо вам большое. Thank you very much that you've been here with us, and I wish you good luck, and good luck to all of us as well. Well, I'm thinking. I'm definitely thinking. There are things in this world which are really not easy. If I'm taking a look on the map and thinking about which conflicts are going on in different parts of the world, where people are dying, not even... In a way, it sounds so strange, not even because of hunger, but because people are killing each other. Literally, in military conflict. So, the doctrine of hope is something that we should, and I would like to establish. What it has, what we have to achieve is that all countries are going to agree on that. But I think that's not going to happen so easy. Actually, something very simple, right? War is not an option in any possible case. But this also means that is what we were talking about, military force against the own popularity, or against the own citizens. As well. I mean, that is the same thing. War against your neighbors or war against your own family should not be an option. So this as well. This is something that I want to have in this doctrine of hope, this agreement, this treaty of hope maybe as well. What are actually the United Nations? Is it something where literally 213 nations are represented? It's 193 states. So is it something that we can establish I think we can. I think we have to. But there are of course some points which we have to think about. What is about the situations which were happening in the past, but also about what is going on at the moment. So if we are thinking about some conflict, like in, for example, in Colombia, right? Since 1964, there is a conflict in Colombia itself, also in Venezuela. It is the war on drugs, right? Wait, is that? No, it's not what I was thinking about. Wait, where is it? Myanmar as well, yeah. Yeah, Mexican drug war, for example. So it is something that is happening in the country, and even if all the other countries in the world would say we should not have any economical connection to that country, would that solve the conflict, or would it be a lot worse? Because this is something that we have to think about. And the problem is it's not going to help as well at the moment in the Ukraine crisis. So many things to think about, but not much time left. Especially because I have really to go already. So unfortunately, the stream is already going to end for today. And well, I can just hope and try to act, at least step by step, closer to a world without war, where war is not going to be an option anymore. I hope one day you will join us. Imagine. Asya writes already. Thank you very much for the stream. I have to thank you, Asya, that you were here from the beginning till now. And yes, I have to go to work today and also to eat. So, well, till the next time, right? Thank you very much that you've been here with us, and bye.